All right, Kernel Stuart, keep working on your active scales, bud. Make sure you're sliding on your ring finger, third, then hammering on, and you culminate. Everything in reverse on the way down. A. D with the B shift, middle finger. And G is the most important. Slide with your middle finger, and then everything lines up beautifully. That's the one we've developed. Parallel thirds, open, open, 2, 1, 4, 3. And if you shift your first finger down, parallel 6. Okay, then you can work on Pale Blue Eyes, which is here. Starts with 5, 5, and then goes to 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Sometimes I feel so happy. Then you get your little riff where you just move it up to the next position, which is 7 and 6. It starts with individual notes. Think about 2 halves. Here's your first half. That's right out of the active scale, so you get. Now once you've played the individual notes, you flatten your first finger and immediately do a grace note hammer on. And then middle finger back down. So the second half is. So the whole riff is. And right back to where you were. Okay? For Little Black Submarines, you did very well. I gave you the printout. Play it all slower. And when you're doing your chorus, it's A. The crucial thing is getting to the C root. So it's A, B, C, then one strum on a C chord. Don't reset your ring finger because it's already there. Build the chord around that root, and then 2 Ds. So, oh, can it be the voices calling me? They get lost in out of time. And then finally for the the Dave Alvin song, just clarifying the 2 G chords. So you have one that has a root and one that doesn't. The one that has a root, you're on a D sus just prior. So use your ring finger as a guidepost to put your first finger there, and then ring finger on the low E. And ideally, you're just lazy enough to mute the A string without thinking much about it. So this is one important transition that you see throughout your song on the verses. D sus to G at the 5th fret. That's 5, mute, open, open, 3. The other one is play a normal standard G. You'll notice that the low E string is out of position because it's tuned down. So you let it go open. Now it's a G with D in the bass. G/D. Bass on the bottom when you see a slash chord. So to spend a moment going from D to G over D, this is one of the most common folk tricks. Everybody loves the feeling and the sound of that. But in your particular context, you're coming from B minor. And B minor you can cover all 6 if you want to, if it's more comfortable, or just 5. But in either case, the right hand should be starting from the 5th string and going down to the 1st. This will mess your chord up. But what you do with the left hand is up to you. It's just your right hand's got to be precise. Anyhow, so here's your B. Tell your brain G, but then just let the middle finger go. Because if you tell your brain it's some complicated new chord, it'll slow you down. In fact, just spend a minute going B to G, and then spend a minute going B to G over D. So the whole bridge was G over D twice, then A and D, and back to G over D. And once you've played that, you have your A riff and chorus. So in fact, both transitions are important. D to G over D and B minor to G over D, because that's how you get into the bridge. So here's the end of the second chorus. Hey, I don't know the words, forgive me. 4th of July. So from here, here's your G over D twice. A, D, right back, and the bass riff. chorus. Have fun, bud.